Welcome back to the Nikki Clarke Radio Show, and on the line with me is a holistic life coach facilitator. Would you please welcome Antonio Raimondo to the show? How are you doing, Antonio?
Very good, Nikki. Thank you.
Oh, you're more than welcome. I'm so happy to have you with us. And I would love for people to know a little bit about your background. What can we know about you?
Well, I think first I'd like to say that I'm really grateful to be online with a person like yourself. You're a great role model to the community and everyone's life you touch.
Thank you.
I look at all your accomplishments, and I think it's a pleasure and an honor to be aligned with you. For me, when I think back, I look at my background as a child. I was born in South America, Brazil, and it's a very, very diverse community. And you basically, there's Japanese, there's black, there's Italians, and it was great to be there. And then we shifted over to the U.S. and Canada here. And now that's John F. Kennedy and Martin Luther King. They both got shot. It was like a total shock for me. And it really left an impression because all of a sudden that safe environment that I was in now became very harsh. And as an Italian, we were often looked down upon. And so that created quite an impact. And later, right after that, my father got sick, so we were introduced right away to the sick problem. And it was a whole life of discovery for me, learning how to create that balance again. So that went on. I went and had several businesses. I specialized in psychology because to me, the power of mind was already really important. I did counseling. And I was really, I guess, fortunate to be introduced to people like Bob Proctor, who teach about the mind, Anthony Robbins, who really have quite an impact on people's lives, and Wayne Dyer, Stephen Covey. And that really kind of led for me to be able to empower myself, which in turn then I looked at other people and I said, how can I help them empower themselves? How can I create an environment for them, to be safe and create balance in their lives? And mostly, I think, really reconnect with their spirit. So then that's what sort of led me to, I did counseling. Eventually, I did coach, wrote some of my own programs. Realized, there's quite a bit to offer to people, and I started developing my own program. I have my own, business, which I kind of started looking at myself and say, okay, because most people always ask me, how is it that you always manage, you've gone through so much diversity, you always manage to be about, pop and get yourself back on your feet. And I hired a really interesting coach. I don't know if you're familiar with Cindy Ashton, who helped me develop my brand. And it led me to sort of question myself, what is it that I do? If I could kind of narrow that down and give it to other people, that'd be a great gift. So I came up with 5 master steps that allows you to focus and get the clarity that you need, and most importantly, to be able to start acting on it. Because, we tend to be overwhelmed and stressed in our society. Right.
Fantastic. And, can you think of a time that you've worked with a client that you saw transformation? Can you describe that time?
Yeah. There's quite a few, but I guess the one that sort of really stands out in my mind is I had when I was doing counseling, I only met this lady once, and I sensed her frustration, and and I realized she was really down. And during the conversation, I gave her my advice, and she left, and that was it. Months later, I get a letter in the mail, and in that letter, she said, Antonio, I want to thank you for what you did for me, because whether you knew it or not at that time, I was contemplating suicide. And after I spoke to you, I decided to go on with my career, get my PhD, and you made life better. And I've had several people do that. So it was quite a life-changing, experience for me as it was for her. I realized that I was humbled by the whole experience, because I realized at that point that God had blessed me with a gift, and I was able to help another human being, just go on with their life.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's a very special gift. Definitely. How have you been transformed through this?
I think the easiest way to explain that is that it's really humble. Humbled. My heart has been open again, learning to love again, and just reconnecting with spirit as a whole.
Okay. Can you tell us about some of the services that you offer, and how people are able to, change from it? Like if someone is interested in changing their relationships around, is that something that you can help them with? Is it, something professional or personal? Any of those areas is fine?
Yeah. Well, I draw from my experiences. And I always align myself with things which, resonate. Everything's about energy and vibration. So when I look at business, when I look at, personal, it's all about relationships. And most of us are always seeking balance. And what I found is there are 6 key areas: body, mind, family, society, finances, and spirituality. Those are key areas. So one of the things I do is I offer what's called a wellness audit, which first of all, to identify where the issues are, where the areas of improvement are. So that's one of the first services. I've also, co-authored a book about relationships. My chapter is about using the law of attraction to attract your soulmate. I have a book which is about business. So I've got the books that are, readily available. I offer a 3-day seminar, which is called The Power of You, which helps people identify and overcome their obstacles to lead into a better and healthier life. From a physical point of view, myself, I've gone from a size 44 to a size 38 by a simple technique, which I offer, to people. We have many products, life-changing products. I align myself with a company called Nikan, where we offer a huge amount of products to help people with their physical issues. Because when you're hurting physically, it's very difficult for your mind to be open. So along with that, so there's individual coaching, there's business coaching. We have the 3-day seminar and all the wonderful products, which go from water products to sleeping better, nutritional skincare. And very simply, if you want to, people hear that, they're stressed out, they're overwhelmed, they want to be aligned with this community. Basically, it's about creating a healthier lifestyle. And that's where, the title comes in, a holistic lifestyle facilitator. Basically, the word facilitator is to make life holistic. It encompasses everything. Right? So all they have to do is just go to www.solutionmastery.com, follow the arrow where it says yes, input your name and email and any concern in the note section, and that's the easiest way to get a hold of us. The weird web page is changing as we are changing, the services I provide.
Fantastic. I think what you're doing is fantastic, and you're really, frontline in terms of working with people one-on-one to redirect their focus. And I think a lot of it is maybe stuff we know internally, but we just need someone like you to coach us out of a funk or out of being stuck somewhere in our lives, and to just keep moving in the path that we should. So I know there are many people who are listening who would love to know how to get in contact with you, and how can people do that?
Well, I encourage everyone, to join our community of a healthier lifestyle, and go to solutionmastery.com. Follow the arrow to the word yes, enter your name and your email, and just anything that, any concerns that they have, and just that's the easiest, fastest way to connect. Okay, fantastic. And you said you have a website. Can you tell us what the website is? Yeah, it's basically that's the website, www.solutionmastery.com. solutionmastery.com.
Okay. And a solution with one S or no S?
Yes.
It's singular. Okay.
It's just singular, SOLU, okay, TION, mastery, MASTERY.com, solutionmastery.com.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I want to encourage all the listeners to get in contact with Antonio. He's a wonderful man, and he's been able to turn so many people's lives around. You're listening to the Nikki Clarke Radio Show with our very special guest, Antonio Raimondo. Please connect with him to change your life around. And Antonio, thanks again for spending some time with us. We really appreciate it, and you have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Nikki. It was an honor to be here.
Thank you so much. We'll talk soon.
Bye for now. Okay, bye for now.